guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. As you guys can see from the title of today's video, we are going to be doing a Q&A slash a life update video. I haven't done one of these in a while and a lot has changed since I last did one, so I figured I would give you guys this video. So to kind of give you guys a rundown of what life has been like so far, as you guys can see, I am home. I finished up my semester at Michigan State University. I was a junior, so I'm going to be a senior in the fall this coming year. But we just finished up our last semester and everything, so I have moved back home. I still do have my apartment up in East Lansing. I have it until August, which is when my lease is up. So I will be going back and forth between East Lansing and home, but I will be spending a majority of my time here at home to save money and also just because my cats are here. So I want to be home. And so yeah, that is why I'm home. I am doing mentally perfectly fine. It has nothing to do with that. I just wanted to come home for the summer because I knew that it was gonna be pretty like empty up in East Lansing. Like none of my friends are gonna be up there, so I wanted to come home for the summer to be with my family, my cats, and just, I don't know, be comfortable in my own room, you know what I mean? That is the little mini life update with school pretty much. But let's go ahead and answer some of the Q&A questions that are related to school because there were quite a few. Okay, so first question, how is your apartment life? So apartment life was actually super nice. I don't want to say was because I still do live up there, but apartment life is super nice. It like forced me to be more independent. Obviously my mom isn't up there to cook me meals. My mom isn't up there to, you know, do the household chores and whatnot or anything like that. Not like I didn't do any household chores when I lived at home full time, but like, you know what I mean. Like it's just different. Like I'm on my own up there. Like it's my place. So I don't know, it was very therapeutic in a way to like be the adult in the household, like set the rules and stuff like that. I had a lot of fun learning to cook. This past year I learned how to cook salmon, which I've never learned how to cook before in my life, and I learned how to cook that this past year and it was very nice. So I learned a lot about cooking. I can cook some pretty good meals now, so I'm pretty proud of myself. I feel like one of these upcoming weeks I want to cook for my family and like showcase everything that I learned living on my own food-wise, because cooking is hard, okay? Cooking is very hard. There have been many nights where I have made horrible dishes and have had to have takeout. So learning to cook while like living on my own has seriously been an experience, but it has been a fun experience to say the least. Next question. How have things been with your roommate? I think I remember you saying you have one. So I do have a roommate. I actually have 3 roommates. If you guys followed me at the very beginning of when I moved into the apartment, I only had 1 roommate at that time. Her and I got along perfectly fine. Like besties, like we're great, but our apartment complex added in 2 other people because it was a 4-bedroom 4-bathroom apartment, but only me and my other roommate occupied the apartment at the time. But around 2nd semester they added in 2 other roommates and we get along with them perfectly. We go to the gym together, like we have nights at the hot tub, like we go out and we party together, like we go grocery shopping, like all that kind of stuff. We are literally very great friends and I am seriously so lucky to have met them. We all went in completely blind. Like we didn't know each other beforehand moving to this apartment whatsoever, so we went completely blind, which I don't know if any other girl experiences this, but like usually when you go in blind it doesn't end well. Like that's just kind of like a known thing, I guess, especially with girls. Like it's more common within girls that like girls just don't get along, especially if you go in blind. Like shit just happens, okay? But we all get along really well. I literally love living with them. We are looking at getting an apartment for this upcoming school year together, so that will be very fun and interesting. Obviously I'll vlog that experience when we get to it, but it's May. We aren't going back to school until September, so that won't be for a while. Next question also relates to school. What career are you looking to do when you graduate? I've gotten this question so many times and my answer is literally always the same. I have no fucking clue. Like I have a rough idea of where I would like to work and what I would like to work with, but exactly what I want to do with my career after after I graduate, I have no clue. And the thing is I'm the type of person who, if I think too far ahead in the future, I get very overwhelmed. So I like to live in the present and just focus on the present. But I do know that with my criminal justice degree, I do want to work with victims of sexual assault and rape. I feel like that would be very, very beneficial. This country really desperately needs it too. Like, there is so much wrong within the justice system with sexual assault victims and rape victims, and they rarely ever get justice. So I do want to work within something like that, whether it's a nonprofit or I don't know, something. But I do know that I do want to work with that. Exactly what? I don't. I couldn't tell you. I really could not tell you. It really all depends on what is available to me in my state and in my city, as well as, you know, like my skill level. So it just all depends. Luna, bring your toy. Give me your toy. Okay, or don't bring me your toy. Okay. Speaking of Luna, someone did ask, how is Tuna Luna doing? She's doing great. She just got spayed, I want to say back in March. If you guys can hear her in the background, she's playing with her favorite toy. She's very, very cute. But yeah, she got spayed back in, I believe, March? No, January. I think January. One of the 2 months. She got spayed a couple months ago. So she has finally chilled out hormone-wise, which is very, very nice. However, she still wakes me up very early in the morning begging for food. She is still very, very vocal. She is very playful still. Still an annoying pain in the ass who knocks over everything and breaks everything. She literally broke my Amazon Alexa by pushing it into her water bowl like a month ago. My Amazon Alexa. Like, come on. Really, Luna? Like, what did Amazon Alexa do to you? What did Alexa do to you, huh? What did she do to you? She obnoxious? You don't like her? She's kind of loud, isn't she? But, yeah, she's doing pretty good. We have obviously brought her home. She has been outside a couple times because she's the only cat of ours that is allowed outside because she was a stray beforehand before I got her. So she's the only one who's allowed outside. She loves being outside, but she is an escape artist from her harness. And no matter how tight I make that harness on her, she escapes. And she gives me a heart attack. Every time she slips out of the harness, I'm like, oh, my cat's stray again. I don't have a cat. Crap. But yeah, she's doing pretty good. She likes being here at home. She has been coexisting. I use the word coexisting because they still don't get along with her. My other 2 cats, Kiki and Tigger, still don't really vibe with her all that much. They're very territorial. Kiki tolerates her, to say the least. They leave each other be, and that's that. Tigger is still very territorial, and they will hiss at each other. They don't like lunge at each other or anything or like fight, but they just, they're not necessarily fans of each other, to say the least. So she does have to get her second rounds of vaccine shots here soon, but those should go pretty smoothly, so I'm not really worried about that. But yeah, Tuna Luna is doing very, very well. Very well. She very much appreciates you guys asking her how she's doing as well, because she loves the attention. Absolutely loves it. Okay, next question. Do you plan on living in another state after graduation? I don't know if directly after graduation I want to move to a different state. I know I do eventually want to have the experience of living in a different state. I don't want to stay in Michigan my whole entire life. I do want to travel. I do want to live other places. But after graduation is very, very soon and very, very expensive. So that is up in the air. Obviously it could happen. I'm not going to say anything yet, just because I don't know where life is going to take me in the next year or two. So, I mean, it would really be cool if I could. I don't know where I would, but I do want to travel after graduation for sure. I know I don't want to move anywhere super soon after graduation, but I do want to travel after graduation because, I don't know, it'd just be really fun. Like, I have never really traveled much in my life. Like, I have been to Canada country-wise, and that's it. Obviously, I've been to like states within the US, but I don't know, I feel like every state in the US is kind of the same, you know? Like, it's the same old shit. But I do want to travel outside of the country. I want to go to Greece, I want to go to Italy, I want to go to Paris. Like, I want to see it all. I want to see it all. I want to see it all, experience it all, you know what I mean? So, yeah. Really? Really? Child. Can I help you? Get down. Next question. Do you have any plans to do more things besides YouTube and your podcasts? Yes, I do. I don't want to say what it is yet, just because I don't have everything worked out with it yet, and it's gonna take a long time for it to actually become a thing. But I do have more plans than just doing YouTube and my podcasts. I like having new projects to do. I think it's very, very fun, and I'm very, very, very excited for you guys to meet this new project when it eventually comes out. It's not going to come out for a very, very long time, probably like a year or two, but I'm excited for it. I'm very, very excited for it. I've had this idea for a little bit. Speaking of the podcast also, I am still doing my podcast. I've still gotten so many questions about it. The podcast is not out yet. I'm still working on the logistics of it. I'm still working on a name for it. I'm still working on the episodes, the research, everything along with it. There is a lot behind the scenes that I still have to do. So it's gonna come soon, hopefully this summer. I would really, really like for it to come out this summer because I have a crap ton of time to work on it. So that is the goal, for it to come out this summer. It is still coming, don't worry. It is still coming. And when it does come out, obviously I will announce it on my Instagram. So if you guys aren't following my Instagram, I seriously recommend to go follow it, because I will be announcing it there first. And then obviously I'll be announcing it on my YouTube, but everything is usually announced first on my Instagram, just because it's easier to announce it on there. Like, I don't have to like edit videos, and like, I don't know, editing videos takes a long time, and by the time it's like up, things have changed. So if you guys want to keep up to date with things that are coming out, I seriously recommend following my Instagram. Okay, next question. What do you recommend to people in toxic relationships that can't really leave them? But if you're talking about like a toxic relationship, you know, with like a family member or a parent or something like that, I can understand why you can't, because regardless of how toxic they are still your parents, and they are still your family, and you probably do still care about them. And I'm not saying that like just because of your family you can't leave them. You can leave them, but I do get people who don't want to leave their family like it's all they have, but it is a very toxic relationship. I would say the best advice that I have is to keep yourself at a distance. Be very selective about the things that you allow them to be involved in your life. They don't need to be involved in every aspect of your life, especially if it is a very toxic relationship and it is very taxing to you. You pick and choose what you are allowed to share with, and that is perfectly fine. However, I do really, 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 really encourage trying to leave a toxic relationship, whether it be with a significant other, a friend, whatever it may be. Advise you to distance yourself from them as much as you can. Even cut them out of your life if it does come to that point, because there is no use having someone in your life that does not make you happy. You are allowed to pick and choose who comes into your life, who stays in your life, who gets access to you like that. And if they aren't making you happy and they're just making you so miserable, it is not worth having in your life. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to have people who know what you're worth, and people like that, they just really aren't worth your time. Like, it's just gonna drag you down more keeping them around. So like I said, if you do still want to keep them in your life, I recommend just being very choosy about what you involve them in your life. But overall, I do highly recommend obviously cutting them off. I do understand like cutting someone off right away is very, very hard. Like, I've been in those positions before where I haven't cut someone off right away, and I have given them multiple chances, but in the end, it's just not worth your happiness. I hope that helped. If it did, let me know. If it didn't, I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. What is one healthy habit you left off you really want to pick up again? One healthy habit that I left off with that I really badly want to pick up on again is working out. I go through these periods of time where I will like work out for like a month, and then I'll stop, and then I'll work out, and then I'll stop, and then I'll do it again, and then I'll stop. So I want to get into a routine where I work out consistently weekly, whether that be like a couple times a week, going on walks, going to the gym, doing like a class or something, like whatever it may be. I want to get into the healthy habit of getting my body moving, just because it's very good for my mental health. It's very good for my physical health as well. So I want to get back into that, and I do want to document it, because I feel like documenting it will hold me accountable almost, if that makes sense. And maybe it'll even like encourage you to like go and do it. Not saying that you need to, you don't need to, but if you want to and you need motivation or encouragement, I got you. I got you, fam. Okay, I get this question quite a lot, and I have answered it on my Instagram quite a few times, but I know those stories kind of go away after 24 hours. So this question is, what are your favorite podcasts? So I have a few favorite podcasts. The ones that I listen to like religiously is My Favorite Murder, Morbid, and True Crime, or Crime Junkie. Yeah, Crime Junkies. Those are the three that I rotate through the most. Obviously, they are all true crime shows, podcasts. I really only listen to true crime podcasts just because they're interesting to me. Phenomenal. Karen and Georgia from My Favorite Murder are hilarious. I love those women. Next question I also get quite a lot. What editing software do you use to edit? I use Final Cut Pro. It is $300. Fair warning, it is $300. I think it is definitely well worth the money. It is an amazing editing software app. It did take me a little while to get used to using, but it is one of my favorite editing software apps to use from all time. I did use iMovie for a very long time when I first started my YouTube channel. Definitely recommend it. So yeah, it's worth the money. Definitely worth the money. Next question. How do you calm yourself when your anxiety gets bad? For any new viewers, I am diagnosed with severe anxiety and depression. I am also on medication for both of them, and I'm very, very open about my mental health just because I don't think it's something to beat around the bush, especially when I put parts of my life online. I don't want to be secretive with that kind of aspect because mental health is a very, very important topic to me, especially because I have had friends who have died due to mental illnesses and stuff like that, and I take it very, very seriously, and it is something very, very important to me. So with that being said, the things that I do to calm myself when my anxiety gets very, very bad, for one, I like to read. It is a form of escapism for me. It allows me to escape from whatever is stressing me out and lets me think about something else for the time being. I also really, really like taking naps. Helps so much, surprisingly. So I like to surround myself around my friends. I'll also listen to music. It really all depends on what is putting me in that kind of mood. Literally anything to distress myself is something that I do when my anxiety gets bad. So another thing that also helps is my medication. Obviously, I know not everyone goes on medication and not everyone can be on medication, but it does help a lot for me personally that I've noticed. Yeah, I also recommend therapy. Therapy helps a lot as well. Journaling, spending time outside, going on walks, like really like anything that can get your mind off what is making you so anxious is probably best, you know? Okay, last question that I'm going to answer is, what is your next read? So I am going on a trip this weekend because it is Memorial Weekend, and I'm bringing 2 books with me. I am bringing Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. Sorry, it's like right behind my camera. And Where the Crawdads Sing by Delilah Owens. I am so excited to read both of these books, especially Where the Crawdads Sing, because the movie is coming out in July and the movie looks phenomenal and the books just sounds phenomenal. I'm also very excited to read Love and Other Words because it looks like it's gonna destroy my heart, and I feel like it's gonna be one of my favorite books. It better be one of my favorite books, or I will actually probably cry if it's not. But yeah, those are gonna be my next reads. Anyways, that is all for the questions today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you guys have any more questions that I haven't answered in this video, leave them down in the comments below and I will try to answer as many as possible. But yeah, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, make sure you subscribe down below, and I will see you guys all in my next video.
I used to take myself out on dates, open my own damn doors, pay for everything on my plate. Sometimes I'd even get the steak, cause I got it like that. Always had my own bag, never needed no man to rely on. Got 2 good shoulders to cry on.